Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Captain Clyde's MTG. And today, there's been a lot of upset people over the pricing of Commander Masters and the other sets that are coming out, mainly Commander Masters, because of this extreme pricing. Um, so, we're going to talk about it and give you some ideas of what I think. Remember, I do not give financial advice, nor do I have any idea if anything of what I'm about to say to you is true. This is me critically thinking outside the box after talking to, let's just say, some people in the biz. Now, not that they know either. This is also just collaboration and think tank knowledge, but something I'd like to bring to you and get your view on it. So, without further ado, don't forget to subscribe because we're going to start off with Commander Masters and the prices. So, as you guys can see on the screen here, we have Commander prices. This is the list on Amazon. Draft boxes are 313, 360 for set boxes, and 229 for a collector box of 4 packs. $50 a pack, basically, right here, 53 bucks. So let's get the first thing out of the way. Um, this, as much as I don't like it, doesn't bother me as much as everything else. Let me tell you why. Right now, Double Masters, this exact same packaging, 4 packs and everything, is the same price right now on TCG Player. So this may be priced correctly, and with the things that's going to be in there, as long as they put some other good stuff in there, which I think they're going to because they've already padded it with, Jeweled Lotus, the Dragon, the Time Walk from Portal 3 Kingdoms, and the fact that there will be serialized cards possibly in this. Um, was it in this or was it Lord of the Rings? I'm sorry, I completely no. There's no information. It doesn't say. All right, I forgot. Anyway, and the possibility there may be serialized cards in here. Uh, Even without serialized cards, I think these are the right price. I'm gonna say there's not gonna be serialized cards. I think it's a little too cheap, and I know that's saying a lot. So there's that put into perspective for you. Notice it's already a bestseller. People are already racking these things up. Now, let's go on over here to the set and the draft boosters. Now, if we use Double Masters 2022 like we did with this one as a comparison model, draft boxes are going for about 260. They first started out about 300. This is about on par. Normally this is only like $10 more. This is $50 more. I think these are a little high. Um, but this looks like this is going to be our Masters product of this year. So these prices are probably close to okay, but also think about this. Um, there's a lot of things that have happened inside Wizards of the Coast that has caused these price increases, whether we want to admit to them or not. For example, let me pull up this sweet little article right here. It says Hasbro admits missteps with Wizards of the Coast. Now, this was posted February 16th. It was a while back. I've been kind of watching all this stuff. But it talks about on here early calls in the meeting with Chris Cox, yada, yada, yada. Here he talks about the open gaming license in D&D. But this is, as you guys know, only part of it. Um, So the OGL, we know that was a giant disaster. They backpedaled until they figure out some other way to sneak something in, which I'm sure they're working on right now. Let's see down here. It talks about canceled D&D browser subscriptions were relatively. It says it was relatively minor, although I think the numbers were around 50,000. If that's $10 a month, that's $500,000. I'm sure some of those costs are probably higher than that. So they can try to smooth it over all they want, but they took it in the pocketbook. Now, that also being said, it says here it did confirm that D&D Beyond had 20% user growth. The original estimates of the user base were around 10 million when Hasbro took over, which means there could be as many as 12 million users now. So, true, but at the same time, this is the only thing feeding D&D. So, another reason they didn't want to mess with it is because of Honor Among Thieves. They probably the worst time they could have came out with and tried to do anything because of this movie. Now, moving on. So as we go down here, we'll get into the Magic the Gathering part. It's the first billion-dollar IP that Hasbro has. Pretty much, Magic floats the entire company, whether we like it or not. D&D's got a good chunk, don't get me wrong, but Magic really does a lot of it. Um, let's see here. A lot of time was spent on the issues surrounding the game, including supply chain delays. Uh, it says here, Cox said the company was too aggressive in its pricing, um, which led to the Bank of America devaluation. He also mentioned the company was back on its regular quarterly set publishing schedule, expected to move forward, Q3 design, yada, 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 true multiplayer. In words of a good friend, nothing will radicalize you faster than listening to an investor call at 8:30 in the morning. It's a reminder that companies really do care about money, and it is frankly soul-sucking that it's also unsurprising that nobody addresses culture or community, yada, yada, yada. So, with all this being said, let's go back to this. So, even though this is our master set for the year, prices are probably a little high, and this is the first time we're going to get set. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. This seems to be on par. However, one thing I would like to show is something I really want to talk about, which, if we go back to their website and we go to the Lord of the Rings section, uh, and we look at these prices, we're talking 168 for draft, 184 for set, and we're talking $400 collector boosters. That is insanely absurd. But hear me out. Imagine, if you will, the biggest problem they have right now, they started doing these Amazon dumps, as we're looking at right now, and doing steep price cuts to get rid of all this extra stuff that they've printed. Imagine, if you will, they didn't print all that extra stuff. They didn't have to do an Amazon dump. We've talked about them having to scale back. Well, let's say they produced 1 million boxes of something. We'll just throw a number out there. So it's 1 million boxes, right? If they cut the number back to 500,000, all they have to do is raise the price by 50%, and it's the same amount of money coming in. And there's no product to sell on a dump to lose money. It helps to value the product on the market, and it saves other costs. It saves costs running the printers. It saves costs on shipping, storage, distribution, the whole 9 yards, which means they would only have to raise their price maybe 25%. And as you know, most draft boosters are around 100 to 110. Put it up around 168, cut the print run in half. Maybe that solves a lot of the problem. Also, this gives great demand to the product, and by doing this, this will generate a FOMO experience and shock the distribution system of how people keep saying, I'm going to wait for the Amazon dump. If the dump never comes, they have to eventually just buy it what it's at. And the longer they wait, just the more expensive it's going to get. And then when the next set comes out, it's going to be, I don't want to miss out this time. There's going to be a lower print run, yada, yada, yada. Boom, more sales for less product, making the same amount of money while saving on distribution, shipping, and yada, 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 and the whole 9 yards. And then what we have is less printed product, but still at the same time more product. As they want to shove this product down our throat, imagine, if you will, instead of having one product, built out 1 million boxes and we have to do an Amazon dump, I'm in the company and I'm like, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do 500,000 boxes, no Amazon dump, less shipping, and then the next 500,000 boxes, we'll slide a new product in to get that FOMO experience, because people will know there won't be an Amazon dump, and now we can have 2 different products, same print run, same distribution model at a higher price, make more money, and entice more people to buy it. Now, all this is off the top of my head and what have you, but I think we're really starting to get into a market now where if they do cut the print run, we're going to see these giant price increases on a lot of this product, especially premium product like this. Uh, and there's gonna be a lot of FOMO and probably less Amazon dumps, if any. Um, which at one thing it's really good because it's gonna help us make money on the product, make the cards worth something. Secondly, it's gonna make this a harder market to get into, so you're gonna have to buy up front and get the good deals early. So don't know if that's true or not. I just know that I think the one thing that really made this model happen and a test out phase for this was, let me show you this right here. If you guys don't remember, is the price not on the screen? All right, we'll go back. This is the complete edition. Here it is right here. Remember when this was $80 in my previous videos? You can go check it out. This was $80. I told people to buy it online because everybody else was charging $89 for some reason through TCG Player. People are not getting all the supplies that they ordered, and people are getting their distribution cut. If they could just print more, why would Wizards just not sell more at 80 like they used to and make the same amount of money? Instead, what they've done is they've raised the price to shock the market and cut numbers to generate FOMO. And maybe that was something they were going to try from the beginning, and this was what they were going to try it on. Because think about it. They can go back and reorder printings. If this model here didn't work for them, they could have easily went back, ordered more printings of Lord of the Rings, March of the Machines, Commander Masters, and lowered the price and went back to what they were doing. But I think what they've seen is they've realized the less they make, the more they can charge, make the same amount of money, but save on, like I mentioned, shipping, distribution, yada, yada, yada. And I think this is the way we may be going from the retailers, shop owners, and things that I've heard. And also, too, don't forget, if they do this, not only can they raise their price to make more money, but more on Amazon with no dumps, they get more of that money up front. Again, more money in their pocket, yada, yada, yada. It's going to be very interesting to see how we move forward with this. But again, I'm not a financial advice. I don't know anybody. I'm just putting out some stuff. But you guys tell me what you think. Because as you can see here, it looks like everything is starting to come up short. So, with all that said, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for listening. At the end of the day, don't forget to be kind. Till next time. And I hope to see you across from the game table.